the moment you adapt that skill from the original context it was developed, and you want to use it in another context where you are presently working on, you must have to do a confirmatory factor analysis to confirm it in your locality, in your own context, because you must have to take into cognizance the cultural issues. You get the point I'm trying to make? So that is why you need to do a confirmatory factor analysis before you can now go on to run the analysis and test hypothesis. And when you do the confirmatory factor analysis, it must first of all, you must first of all be able to achieve the model fit for you to be able to now say, yes, this scale is good for me to now test the hypothesis and then establish cause and effect in my own locality or in my own context. Is that clear? That is the essence of confirmatory factor analysis. Otherwise, there is no justification for adapting a scale developed in China or in the US or in the UK or even in Ghana, and you want to use it in Nigeria. You must have to take into cognizance the cultural issues. And that is the essence of running confirmatory factor analysis.
Okay, I just want to confirm something because along the line it appears some things were muddled up. When you intend to run a CFA, you said you choose ProMax.
Yeah.
Or is it Varimax?
ProMax. Okay,
and then
look at it here. You can look at it. You choose principal axis factoring, and I fixed my factor on 3 because I dealt with 3 factors. Three factors. Okay, and then I will come to rotation. I will select ProMax because I'm doing confirmatory factor analysis. If I am doing exploratory factor analysis, if this were to be my own study, like I am developing instrument, I developed the instrument myself, I designed it myself, I want to explore, I'm still exploring, I will use Varimax. But I will not use here, under rotation, I will not use principal axis, I will use principal components. Yeah, Martins, I hope you got the point I'm trying to make.
Yes, I got it. Good.
Aha. Because I'm doing confirmatory factor analysis, I will do principal axis factoring, and I will put the fix. You remember, if you want to do a principal analysis, sometimes you leave it at based on eigenvalue here, okay, and stuff like that. But because I'm doing confirmatory factor analysis, I have to put it on the fixed number of the factors that I'm interested in. Remember, we are interested in 3 factors: work placement, learning self-efficacy, and leadership skill. 3 factors. That was how I put these 3 factors here. Okay, and then rotation, ProMax, and then I sorted by size. Okay, that is why you can see here under the pattern matrix, you can see sorted by size, the biggest from the biggest to the lowest. Okay, from the biggest to the lowest. Emeka, can we hear you now? Okay, Martina, did I answer your question?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So Emeka, can we take on you so we can move on?
Yes, sir. So sorry about
this issue. Is
honestly, sir. Sorry we are bombarding you with questions.
No. But that is the essence of the class.
Yes, it's actually a field that me personally have not actually thought of or gone into very well.
Okay.
So I have 2 questions.
Okay.
One on factor analysis, then the second one on adaptation.
Good.
Then for the factor analysis on, I would like to ask, assuming I have a questionnaire containing 20 items, For
Okay.
example.
20 items. Good.
Yes. After subjecting it to a factor analysis,
Okay.
and then the plus and minus, the questionnaire has been reduced, maybe to 9 or 5.
Good.
Then based on this now, are we not going to run into the danger of having the relevant items in that questionnaire being sieved out?
Good.
In the questionnaire we may have something like distractors. I don't know how it's being covered.
Okay, you know what we are going to do. You know what we're going to do? When we finish this demonstration, I will open another file with items numbered well. Like you can see, this is number 1, item 1, this, blah, blah. So I'm going to open another document probably where I named the items, so that when we run another factor analysis to be quickly, we will now see from what you have just said now. But let me tell you one thing, okay? Let me tell you one thing. I'm going to tell you the good and the bad. The good is that those items that are loading pretty well are those ones that your respondent clearly understood.
Okay.
Those ones that are loading well, like you can see here, under work placement learning, item 26. Or item 26. It means item 26, 27 are the ones that, highly reliable, highly valid and reliable. They understood it clearly. So what you need to do, if you have 20 items in your questionnaire that you have developed to test, for example, self-efficacy, right? For example, self-efficacy. What it means is that you will note those items that loaded well. Maybe example, item 1 states that I am confident that I can write the exam well.
Yeah.
That is the item, that is the high, assuming this is the item here. I will, in my research study, under measures, after methodology or method section, I will have to report there clearly that during the confirmatory factor analysis, because remember, this is dimensional reduction, pattern matrix, or factor analysis that we have done. When we go into confirmatory factor analysis in AMOS, not in SPSS, we will further remove other items.
Okay.
So what we need to do is that will now means that you have to write out those items that are loaded very well. Those items are loaded well. You need to report them in your study. You may do a table and report their factor loadings. Certainly not here from confirmatory factor analysis. Certainly not. So you report the other, like these ones that are empty now. You can see these ones that are empty now. These ones that are empty now. You can report them that because these items are not loading above the required threshold. So you don't just go to start writing study. You need to also read. The researcher is someone who reads. You back your claim up with the likes of you and Bantler, Brian 2012, Hire 2010, Andrew Hayes, and stuff like that. You need to explain that these authorities in structural equation modeling or in confirmatory factor analysis have explained that your study, your items must load beyond this threshold for it to feature, for it to be used to run, to test hypotheses. And because they are not loading up to that threshold, you have decided to do what? Drop them in your item, in your study. And so what you might do is to put a table of items that loaded well and the items that didn't load well. You will report them in your study and then go on to conduct your study with those that loaded well. The only problem is when you did not report them. In this study, I'm going to tell you how journal editors reject papers based on degree of freedom. In structural equation, confirmatory factor analysis, they will simply go and check. If I have a paper to read, I'll simply go and check your degree of freedom. If the degree of freedom, I will calculate it manually. If the degree of freedom is not corresponding with the number of items you reported, you adapted, I'll simply recommend rejection because you are not. But if you remove, now we have removed, like you can see now, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, we have up to 6 here. Under 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, whatever. We have removed these other items. We need to report in our table, in our study, that these items were bad. And that was why we had to remove it. If you don't want to do that, you can hold on, go back to the field, recollect your data. Our problem is that we want to publish 1,000 articles in a day. No, take your time, go back to the field, recollect the data. Carefully allow the participants to fill these responses alone. Why I want to show you this research because this is an undergraduate student work. Can we move on, or you still want to ask a question?
Sir, I will ask the question after you finish presentation. It's regarding this confirmatory factor analysis, like to confirm the instrument and the expert validation. That is the question that I want to ask. Between expert validation and this confirmatory factor analysis. I will ask the question after the presentation.
Wait, expert validation.
Yeah.
What do you mean by expert validation of your instrument?
For instance, now, if you develop an instrument, first, when you develop an instrument, regardless of maybe you have done, you either adapt it or you design it, develop it by yourself, there is need for expert validation to have a panel of experts to validate your instrument. Like this panel of experts, according to Kappa. You understand, where he said we can have 2 experts, 3 experts, 3 to 5, 5 to 6, 6 to 9. It should not be more than 10. If you have an instrument and you want it to be validated by expert, for instance, now you are developing instrument about you want to do a study regarding like garden and counseling.
Okay.
First, after you develop the instrument, you need to take it to the expert for validation. Those experts are econometricians, language experts, and the field experts. What I'm trying to say here is that these experts, regardless of what you have done earlier in confirming your factors that you are going to use in the instrument, will you go ahead with the expert validation